Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we'd like to thank you for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Today's email comes from one of our subscribers who says, "Hello, what is the process after the club president is voted out? Does the VP take the position? Does the club vote in a new president? If a new president is voted in, does he or can he elect a new VP to be voted in? Or does the old VP still hold his position? Can the new president nominate in all new officers to be voted on and or keep the ones he wants? Thank you. Our bylaws state the only way an officer loses his position is if they willingly step down or is voted out. There are no terms for officers." Well, you asked me a lot of questions here. These questions should all be answered in your bylaws. Your bylaws should state how long terms are and what is the order of succession and succession. What is the order of succession? Succession. What is the succession? Succession. Succession? What is the order of succession? I think secession is like to secede from the United States and declare war. So I think it's succession. What is the order of succession? I don't know. What is the order of what happens when people step down or get replaced? I'm going to look that word up for y'all. I think it's succession. What is the order of succession? Anyway, but what I'm looking at here is in this email, what I'm seeing is some holes in your bylaws that need to be fixed. To have to ask me that question means you guys really need to do some work on your bylaws. So let's take this step by step. What is the process after the club president is voted out? So in traditional motorcycle clubs, you don't have particularly necessarily a vote out in normal turnover. In normal turnover, you vote for all new officers or for an officer. There's a vote, and those people that are nominated, and they're typically nominated by other folks, and some clubs let you nominate yourself. But the nomination in other clubs is somebody nominates you, and then the motion is brought, and if it's forwarded, then your name is put on the ballot. But some clubs let you nominate yourself. But when you nominate people, then you have individuals that are running for office, and that office is replaced. And most times in motorcycle clubs, traditional motorcycle clubs, it's all done at one time. So everybody votes for all the officers at one time. Now, there are different flavors of this, and that'll be in your bylaws. So if everybody's being voted on, then they'll all be replaced, or whoever wins will be in office, and the whole cabinet, the whole top five, the executive board, is handled in one vote. So then you don't have the question of what to do with everybody else. But if you voted out your president because of misconduct or something, or he couldn't fulfill his term, then typically the VP would move up, and that's what the VP is for. If something happens to the president, the VP moves up. And there's a couple ways that this is handled. One is the VP moves up until such time as the club has another vote. And typically they might vote for all the officers, or they just might vote for the president. And then if they voted for the president, they might vote for the president and the VP. Now, I've seen some clubs where everybody steps up, and then the bottom man is replaced. So this could go a couple different ways based on how your club bylaws are set up. But typically the VP takes the president's position until such time as another election can be held and a new president can be found, or the VP may be voted in president, and then if the VP wasn't voted in president, he would go back to his old position until his term was fulfilled. And there are different flavors for this, and you guys need to determine how you want to do that in your bylaws. Does the club vote in a new president? So yes, in traditional motorcycle clubs, that happens too. If a new president is voted in, does he or can he elect a new VP to be voted in? So now we get to this idea of, how do clubs work? Do presidents run clubs, or clubs run by democracies? So whenever you have a president that's electing his own board and selecting his own power structure, then you get a lopsided motorcycle club that doesn't operate well. Because when a president can walk in and determine who he wants to be VP and all of that old kind of stuff, then you get them shenanigans going on. So what you really need to do is have that be a vote. The president doesn't get to elect his own or select his own VP. Or what else did you ask me? If a new president is voted on, does he get to elect a new VP to be voted in, or does the old VP still hold the position? The old VP would hold the position in a normal MC, and if the club wants to elect all new officers, then that's what they do. And it's best to spell this out in the bylaws before all this goes down, because there's so many people a lot of times that are trying to vying for power and bullying and pushing for power that's when you see the clubs erupt and all this stuff is ugly. So it's best to make these decisions when everything is cool and you're ironing out the bylaws, so that there are no tempers or personalities involved. Can the new president nominate in all new officers to be voted on? So no, the president doesn't nominate the officers. The MC, the brothers, nominate through parliamentary procedure with motions, and the motions have to be seconded and voted on. That's how you make that kind of happen. And like I say, some MCs will allow people to nominate themselves. Our bylaws state only way an officer loses his position is if he willingly steps down or is voted out. So terms of office is important. And I don't believe anybody should be a president forever. I think there should be terms. And if you're a good president, you'll be able to win an election again. So terms are very important. And your motorcycle club doesn't have terms of office. And I think that sets you guys up for some weaknesses and some failures, especially, sometimes a guy can be a very great president for 5 or 10 years and then fall off, get a divorce, get on drugs, get health go bad, or just lose attention. And there you are. You're stuck with that person until they want to step down. Sometimes people don't want to step down for all the wrong reasons. So I believe that it's important to have terms of office. It's important to have good lines of succession. That might be it. And it's important to have all these things stacked up in your bylaws so that there's no internal wars and revolts or civil wars going on when someone loses office, dies, gets put out of office, gets voted out. Typically, if somebody gets voted out, then something nasty is going on, and half the club feels one way and half the club feels the other way anyway. So anyway, I'd like to hear your opinions. What do you guys think? Some of you guys that have been through this before, some of you guys that know about bylaws, some of you guys that have seen this happen firsthand. Definitely love to see your input here, so we can give our fellow bike club brother here a hand in perhaps making some suggestions to his club for how they can clean up their bylaws and get things working a little better. Well, that's my 2 cents. I thank you for tuning in. My books are all available on Amazon and Kindle, and in bookstores you can order them. Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, a Sergeant at Arms Bible, and the Public Relations Officer's Bible. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Treat each other well. Remember, it's about we, not about I. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.